Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Akila, and today I'm going to be taking you through a flow that's kind of centered around growing your patience, exercising your patient muscle. And by that I mean we're going to be doing some more challenging poses today, some poses that you might be in and thinking, God, I really want this to be over. And the challenge for today's practice is going to be just kind of staying with those poses and learning to breathe through them and just start to learn how to enjoy being in those moments that maybe you'd rather skip over. So for today's practice, I don't have any props. I am wearing socks though, so I can slide along the floor. You can also use a blanket, and if you're on a surface that's carpeted, don't worry, I'm going to be giving modifications if you can't slide on the floor. So that being said, we're just going to come seated on the shins. You can have a block underneath of your hips if you'd like to, and just take the eyes to close. And start to lengthen the breath. And just take this moment for yourself. Maybe you've got a busy day ahead of you. You're just trying to squeeze in a little bit of self-care before a hectic day. But just trust that you've seen how long this class is and you know that you have the time to commit to finish it. So just let this next bit of time be relaxed. Don't worry about looking at the clock. And just see if you can put a little bit of trust in me to guide you through this time. And we'll just take a few more breaths here. Letting the shoulders relax. Just reveling in this stillness for a little bit longer. Next inhale, you're gonna just gently blink the eyes open. I'm gonna reach the right fingertips out to the side. Left arm comes up and over, stretching over for a side bend. And then taking the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes to your low back and just a little twist over to the right. Gonna slide the palms along the thighs and curl the spine in for a cat back. And then slide the palms back along the thighs, opening the chest, arching the back, looking up towards the sky for a cow back. I'm going to repeat that to the second side, so reaching up and over to the left. Exhale, takes the hand to the knee to twist. Left hand comes to low back. And then inhale, curl the spine, look in. Exhale, arch the back, look up. Take that a few more times to each side, so left arm reaches up and overhead. Turn it over to twist to the right. Curl the spine in, look towards the belly button. And exhale, let the belly fall forward, up towards the sky. Over to the left. Arm reaches up and over. And we twist. Curl in, pushing the hands away. Arch back, pulling the hands up along the thighs. We'll take one more time each side, reach up and over to the right. Exhale, twist. Inhale, curl. Exhale, arch. Last time here, up and over to the left. Exhale takes you to twist. Inhale, curl. Exhale, open. Then we're going to come to meet in a tabletop. We're going to have the toes off the edge of the mat. I'm just going to fold up my mat a little bit so you can still see me. So the feet are going to be planted, toes tucked, onto your hardwood surface with your socks or your blanket. And then we're going to be coming into a plank pose. So on the inhales, the feet slide out. Exhale, you're going to slide the feet in. Maybe knees stay to a hover, maybe they tap to the floor. Inhales to lengthen the legs. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull the knees in. Inhale, lengthen the legs long. How patient can you be here? Exhale, pulling the knees in. Inhale, pull the legs long. You may be thinking, how many of these are we doing? When is this going to be over? Exhale, pull the knees in. Find your hovering tabletop or your knees tapped. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull the knees in. You can also be stepping the feet in and out if you're on a carpeted surface. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee in. You can also do one knee at a time if you're finding it too challenging with two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee in. This is the last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come to your hovering tabletop. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you flipped your mat, you can flip it back. And just meeting me in a down dog. Starting to regulate the breath if it started to get a little bit frantic. Next, inhale, you're going to look forward between the hands, come up onto the balls of the feet, bend into the knees. Take a series of little steps to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rolling all the way up to stand. Exhale, arms come down by the sides, Tadasana. On the inhale, the arms reach up and out. Exhale, fall over the legs, tailbone towards sky, head towards floor. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees to plant the hands, stepping back through a plank. You can drop from the knees or toes all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, pull the chest through for a baby cobra. And exhale, chest falls to the floor. Tucking the toes, coming back through your tabletop, and up and back, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. And exhale, maybe you sigh it out through the mouth. Your next breath in takes your gaze forward, up onto the balls of the feet, bend into the knees generously, and take a little hop. Or your steps to the top of the mat, finding a length in the spine for a little rebound. And exhale, head drops over the legs. Inhale, rolling all the way up to stand, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands meet through heart, down by the sides, Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Crown of the head reaches down towards the floor. Inhale to pull the sternum forward. Exhale, we release down. Planting the hands this time, step or hop back into your chaturanga. Inhale, pulling through. You can come to an upward facing dog or your cobra again. And exhale, hips come up and back. Downward facing dog, making sure you're grounding through each of your fingers. Next, inhale, takes the gaze forward between the hands. Bend into the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale is to find length in the spine, pull the shoulders back. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, rolling all the way up to stand, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down by the sides, Tadasana. One last time, arms reach out and up overhead. Exhale to fall over the legs, coming into your forward fold. And if you're taking the hop back, really pressing the weight into the hands so the feet can float back to chaturanga. Inhale pulls you through to your back bend, chest opens wide. Exhale, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply here. Exhale to find the pose. Use this brief moment of stillness to remind yourself to be patient. Really focus on this moment right now. The other things that you have to do today are important, but they can wait for this time. Next inhale takes the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. Energy through the toes. Your exhale takes the knee in towards the chest. We're going to pull the right leg through, planting the outside edge of the right foot to the floor and come into a fallen triangle. Deep inhale. And on your exhale, coming back through your plank, knee comes into chest. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot, lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling, come into side plank. You can keep the knee lifted or you can bring the feet together. You can also bring the bottom knee down to the floor if you need a little more stability. Inhaling here. On your exhale, with control, the right foot steps all the way to the front of the mat. Back knee drops, coming into a low lunge. On your next exhale, you're going to pivot your back shin to face parallel to the back edge of your mat. And you're going to windmill the arms open and come into this miniature warrior two. So gaze can come over the right fingertips. Tracking the right knee directly over the toes. Your next inhale is going to take your left fingertips to the floor or a block if you have one. Right arm comes up, right foot floats. Inhaling deeply here. Exhale, the right foot comes to plant. Option here to lift the left knee in towards the chest. We'll take one more breath here. Exhale, both palms meet the floor, coming through plank. Exhale, takes the chest down towards the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, pull through to your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling deeply through the nose here. And exhale, we find a moment of settling. Inhale takes the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Lots of energy through the left toes. Exhale, bend into knee. Pull the knee into the chest and take it across so that the outside edge of the left foot meets the floor. Right arm comes up, fallen triangle. Deepening the inhale here. And exhale takes you through your plank. Pivot to the outside edge of the right foot. Left arm comes up for your side plank. Foot can stay lifted or you can come with the feet together. We'll take one more inhalation here. And exhale, the left foot steps with control to the top of the mat. Back knee drops. Back shin pivots to be parallel with the back edge of your mat. And the arms windmill up and open, finding your baby warrior two. Making sure you can see the left big toe. If the knee is caving in, you want to readjust the angle of the foot. Next inhale takes the right fingertips to the mat or a block, and the left leg lifts, your baby half moon. I really enjoy these baby poses. There's something so cute about them. Next exhale takes the left foot to the floor. Option if you'd like to lift the right knee in towards the chest. And then coming through our plank pose. Exhale takes you down through chaturanga. Inhale, pull through to your upward facing dog. And exhale takes you back, downward facing dog. Just take a brief moment here, tap the knees to the floor. Send the hips back, find a brief child's pose. Bringing the heart rate back down a little bit if it's elevated. And if you need to stay here a little bit longer for a rest, you can. Or if you're ready to move forward with me, you can come forward on your inhale into a tabletop. And tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale takes the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. The exhale takes the knee in towards the chest, threads the right foot through fallen triangle again. This sequence will be familiar, but we're going to add on. Your next exhale takes you through your plank to your side plank on the left hand. Option here if you'd like to grab the big toes, maybe you extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Try and lengthen the breath through the challenge. Be patient with the transitions. Your next exhale, slowly with control, the foot steps down. This time, finding a high crescent lunge. And right away, we peel open into our big warrior two. Inhaling deeply here. And exhale, we're going to come forward, finding your half moon pose. Front of the mat this time. Chest peels open to the left. Your next exhale floats your left foot back down through your warrior two. We're going to extend into the right leg and reach up and back for reverse triangle. And exhale takes a bend back into the front knee. We're going to bring the torso forward, coming into side angle pose. Now here, we're going to try a bit of a tricky variation. So if you have a block, it's an excellent tool here if you can't reach the floor. If you can reach the floor, maybe you press into the right hand, so much so that you can pluck the right toes off the floor. And from here, we'll just come through our plank. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, pull through upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. We're just going to take the hands to walk back to the feet. We're going to grab either elbow and just let the head hang heavy. You can just do ragdoll, forward fold. Let everything go. Now you can stay the way you're facing. I'm just going to turn so that I'm not facing away from you on the second side, but we're going to meet in down dog. Taking a few cleansing and settling breaths when you arrive there before we head into the second side. Your next inhale is going to take your left leg up and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, the knee pulls into the chest. And we're going to take the knee across, pull the foot through for your fallen triangle. Inhaling deeply here. And we use the exhales to transit through our plank pose. Coming into Vashisthasana, side plank. Option to grab the toes. You can also take the bottom knee down for stability, or feet together. Using your exhale for a transit through crescent lunge, left leg forward. And we're going to peel open into our warrior two. Gaze comes over the left fingertips. Your next inhale is going to take you forward into your half moon. So fingertips come to the floor, or maybe your block is there for you. Peel the chest open towards the right. You can also hover the bottom hand if you'd like to. Maybe it comes to the heart. And the exhale delivers the right foot back to the mat, extending into the front leg. Take it up and back. Reverse triangle. And then we're taking it forward, bending into the left knee and finding our side angle pose. So again here, you may need the block to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. If you feel stable on your block, or if your hand reaches the floor, you can attempt to pluck the left foot from the floor. One more breath here. And then through plank pose, lower down chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale pulls you through to your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. You can continue by walking the hands to the back of the mat. You can either take the ragdoll arms again, or you can take the hands, backs of the hands to the mat, and the feet stand on the palms. And you can use that grip if you have it to traction the chest closer to the shins. Slowing down the breath here if it became elevated from the more rigorous flow. I like to use my toes here to massage my hands. Our hands do so much, and they very rarely get a break. So you can scrunch your toes and give the palms of the hands a little massage. It feels lovely. On your next inhale, just release the hands. We're going to walk the hands back out to a downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg's going to come up and back for three-legged dog. And exhale, bringing the left shin to the front of the mat. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So if pigeon doesn't feel good, you can always come into a figure four or a reclined figure four. One of my favorite variations on figure four is to sit and cross the leg over. And you can use the fingertips to push the chest forward. That can be a really lovely alternative to pigeon. And that way you can lean it as far back as you need to give yourself space. You can also extend into that leg or bend into it more to adjust the intensity of the stretch. So if pigeon doesn't feel nice for you, those are really excellent alternatives. You can also do that same shape laying on your back with one of your feet planted on the wall and the other ankle crossed over. So that can be another one that's a really good alternative. If you're with me in the pigeon, you're going to rock to the outer left hip and swing the right leg around, and then plant the foot just outside of the left knee. Then we're going to take a little twist to the right. On your inhales, maybe you find a little bit more length in the spine. And maybe on the exhales, you can deepen the twist. Just rinsing out the spine here. Your next exhale is going to release your twist. And we're just going to come and meet back in a downward facing dog. However you get there is fine. Your next inhale takes your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale pulls the knee in towards the chest, and the shin's going to plant towards the front of the mat. Back leg extends long. And come into pigeon pose. I find that pigeon often takes a lot of fidgeting to get into. So if you're finding you have to fidget a lot to get into your pigeon, you're definitely not alone. You have me with you there at least. And even when you get into your pigeon, you can experiment with rocking side to side. You can walk the hands forward or back. I say this a lot in my classes, but the purpose of the ending of classes is to wind yourself down. Prepare yourself to be comfortable, to be restful. So if you are not feeling comfortable in these poses as we're winding down, maybe just reevaluate how you're doing them. Your next inhale is going to take yourself through to rock over to your right seat. Left leg swings around so that the left foot can plant just outside of the right knee. We're going to take a little twist over to the left. Your inhales provide you with length, and your exhales provide you with depth. And we'll just take 2 to 3 more breaths here in your twist. Really feeling the length across your collarbones. Opening up that space of the chest. Thinking about the sternum, the center point of the chest, peeling open and across to the sides. In your next exhalation, you'll release the twist, unravel the legs. We're just going to roll gently down to the spine. Give the knees a little hug in. I'm going to ask you here to release the legs and find any final rest position that is calling to you. So it may be a traditional Shavasana, it may not be. But my hope for you is that you can find these next 2 to 3 minutes just for complete relaxation. And I'm just going to leave you in silence here for a few minutes. Before I call you back to open yourself up to the rest of your day. We're going to slowly start to reawaken the body. And really being diligent about being patient for these last few moments of practice. Give be really easy to glaze over this last minute or so. But be gentle with your body as you start to reintroduce movement. Maybe shaking the head yes or no, giving the back of your head a little massage along the floor. Gently start to bend into the joints, taking the knees into the chest. You can roll yourself over to one side, coming into a fetal position. One breath here. And gently push yourself up to a seat, keeping the eyes closed here. And you'll meet me in any comfortable seat with the eyes closed. Hands can come to meet at the heart. We'll take one slow, intentional breath together, breathing in through the nose. Let hold at the top of the breath before we exhale through the mouth. And gently blink the eyes open. If you stuck with me through this whole practice, thank you. Thank you for your time and your attention and your patience. I am so grateful to you for taking my class today, and I hope to see you again soon.